I was 63 years old the first time I fell in my own kitchen. Nothing dramatic happened. No ice on the floor, no rug that slipped. I just turned too quickly to grab a pot off the stove, and for half a second, my body didn't know where the ground was. I caught myself on the counter, but my heart was pounding for an hour afterward. And that's when it hit me. I hadn't thought about my balance once in the last 30 years. Not once. We think about our weight, our blood pressure, our cholesterol, but almost nobody thinks about balance until the day it failed them. And by then, it's often too late. One fall can change everything. A broken hip, a loss of independence, a fear that keeps you sitting in a chair instead of living your life. So I made a decision that day. I was not going to let my body forget how to balance. And what I discovered over the next few months changed not just how I walk, but how I feel every single day. Steadier, more confident, and honestly, younger. Here's what nobody tells you about balance. It's not something you lose because you're old. It's something you lose because you stop practicing it. Your inner ear, your eyes, your muscles, and your brain all work together every second to keep you upright. And just like any skill, if you don't use it, it fades. The good news is that it comes back faster than you'd think, and you don't need a gym, fancy equipment, or hours of your day. You need about 10 minutes, a sturdy chair, and a little bit of patience with yourself. Let me walk you through what actually works. The first thing I started doing was the simplest thing in the world, standing on one foot while brushing my teeth. Sounds silly, I know, but holding onto the sink with just a couple of fingers, lifting one foot slightly off the ground and holding it for 20-30 seconds, that alone rebuilds the connection between your brain and your legs. Do this every single day, both sides, and within 2 weeks, you will notice you're not wobbling nearly as much. The second exercise became my favorite because it made me feel like I was getting my confidence back. Heel-to-toe walking. Picture walking a straight line, like a tightrope, placing one foot directly in front of the other, heel touching toe. 10 steps forward, turn around, 10 steps back. I did this down my hallway every morning with my hand near the wall just in case. It trains your body to correct itself in real time, which is exactly what stops a stumble from turning into a fall. Then there's the exercise that surprised me the most, the sit-to-stand. You simply sit in a sturdy chair, and without using your hands, you stand all the way up, then slowly sit back down. 10 to 15 repetitions. This isn't just about your legs. It strengthens the exact muscles your body reaches for the moment you lose your footing, the muscles that catch you before you hit the ground. And finally, something I do almost every evening now, calf raises by the kitchen counter. Rising up onto your toes, holding for 2 seconds, lowering back down 15 times. Strong calves and ankles are your body's shock absorbers. They're often the very first thing to weaken as we age, and the very last thing anyone thinks to train. What changed for me wasn't just physical, it was the fear that lifted. I stopped hesitating before stepping off a curb. I stopped gripping railings like my life depended on it. I started trusting my own 2 feet again. And that trust, that's really what this is about. Not just avoiding a fall, but getting back the freedom to move through your life without hesitation, without fear, without that quiet voice in the back of your mind asking, what if I fall? If you're watching this and you've had a close call like I did, or if you've simply noticed you're not quite as steady as you used to be, please don't wait for a fall to be your wake-up call. Start today, even with just one of these exercises. Your body remembers how to balance. You just have to remind it. And if this helped you, do me a favor and subscribe, because every week I share what's actually working for people our age to stay strong, stay steady, and stay independent for as long as possible. I'll see you in the next one.